So today we're going to be talking about how to retarget like a pro. Retargeting is by far my most profitable ad strategy. And so today my whole goal is to help you guys get so much clearer on, are you ready to retarget? A lot of times people retarget way too soon. And so we're going to talk about when's the right time to retarget. We're going to go through all of my most successful retargeting strategies. And I'm going to show you guys on multiple platforms too. So we're not just going to, talk about Facebook because not too long ago, Facebook, what was it, back in October, Facebook went offline and everyone was like freaking out. I wasn't, because I had ads running on multiple platforms. So I knew that my audience was still getting nurtured, whether or not Facebook was online or offline. And so I want everyone to have that same feeling, so that whenever, Facebook goes offline or your ad account on Facebook gets shut down, that everyone is going to be okay. And so first thing that we're going to talk about is, before you can do any retargeting, you have to have at least a decent amount of traffic, right? And so in this program, I show you guys that there are two missions in order to drive traffic, okay? Mission number one is through your power content campaign. And then mission number two is through some type of offer campaign. And this doesn't matter whether you are doing the $500 a month video funnel, whether you have a sales funnel, whether you have a lead magnet funnel. We have to accomplish these two missions so that we actually have enough traffic to be able to put our retargeting ads in front of. A lot of times people launch their retargeting ads and they're posting in the group and they're saying, well, Laurel, I launched my retargeting ads, but they're not firing. And we just have to keep in mind that it's going to take about 500 to 1,000 people inside that custom audience before your retargeting ads are going to fire. Meaning, in mission number one, we want at least 500 to 1,000 people to watch 25% or more of a video before we launch our retargeting campaign. Mission number two, we want to get at least 500 leads in order to retarget those leads. So if you have like 200 leads on your email list, you're going to have to keep going. And I'm going to show you guys a couple of different strategies. 500 clicks to a sales page. Like, I couldn't retarget my $7 my $7 offer until I had at least 500 clicks to my sales page. Now, there's an important thing that we have to keep in mind, okay? Mission number two is to get 500 leads, clicks, conversations. However, if you're measuring messenger conversations, if you're running the $500 a month video funnel and you want to retarget the people that, have engaged with your page through Messenger, we're going to have to wait for that audience to build up. Now, an important thing though, we want to make sure that we're getting those leads or those clicks at our KPI benchmarks. Okay. So for instance, if you are running a lead generation campaign to a webinar and your webinar leads are higher than they should be, and you guys should know this, through the lead generation campaign, the low ticket offer, there's a calculator exercise that shows you exactly what your cost per click should be, what you're paying for leads in order to be profitable. If our funnel is not profitable, we need to work on that funnel and get it profitable. So for example, with my Lean on Laurel students, just the last call about 45 minutes ago, I was helping one of my students optimize her funnel. Her lead costs for her boot camp were high. She was not able to get the amount of leads that she needed with her ad budget. So we had to optimize that. And so what a lot of times people do is they will start retargeting before their funnel is profitable, because they're like, well, I'll just retarget those people, right? Because retargeting often gets low-hanging fruit. What I get my students to do in my Lean on Laurel program is, let's get your funnel profitable and converting before we launch those retargeting ads. Because if we can get their funnel converting and profitable, retargeting is just going to light fuel to that fire. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? We want to make sure that we have our power content running, and we want to make sure that we have our offer ads running. Okay. The retargeting ads are going to be part of the entire ecosystem. What I mean by ecosystem is my emails, my Facebook retargeting ads, my YouTube retargeting ads, my organic traffic, everything that I am doing in order to nurture people who have became a lead. Now, my definition for people who have became a lead, they have to do one of two things in order to become a lead in my book. Is in mission number 1 with the power content, I consider a lead someone who has watched 25% or more of my video. And then of course your leads who are coming in through your funnel. So I retarget both of these audiences. So if people have watched at least 25% of one of my power content videos, or if they've visited my $7 offer, anytime that I'm doing retargeting, it's going to those two audiences because I want to stay top of mind to my audience. Okay. One of the questions that I get asked the most is, Laurel, I bought your $7 program, but I'm still seeing your ads. Why don't you exclude me from your audience? Well, how many of you guys still see my ads? And you guys probably see the incredible amount of social proof on those ads. It's because when people see my ad and they've bought and they're happy with that purchase, they are always more than happy to say, hey, this is like the best program I've ever spent $7 on. Like my social proof is incredible on my ads, thanks to you guys. And that is why I don't exclude anyone from my retargeting ads. It's so freaking amazing to see all of the comments of like success stories and, you know, something that they've learned from the program. And so my whole goal is to stay top of mind to my students, of anyone who's ever bought from me. I only have 2 offers that are available to buy. My $7 offer and then my Lean on Laurel program. We'll talk about my Lean on Laurel program in a little bit, because I know there's a couple of people that were like, hey, can we talk Lean on Laurel today? And so I'll do that, and we'll have Q&A at the end, as always. But one of the things that I want you guys to understand is that in order to sell more of your products, you have to stay top of mind to your audience. And this does not matter whether you are a coach or consultant, whether you have an e-commerce brand, whether you are a brick and mortar store owner. Everything that I'm teaching you guys is something that I implement within my agency. Like my agency has a restaurant client. We do the exact same strategy that I teach here in the program. And so anytime, think about this. Anytime that we have people who either like our Facebook page, so let's talk about the restaurant in a minute. So the restaurant has their Facebook business page, right? And the way that I am creating audiences to visit that Facebook business page is through power content. Okay, so we've got power content running. Now it's local. So I can spend very minimal budget in order to get traffic to the Facebook page. So now anytime that the restaurant has like pizza night, has happy hour, we have wing night, I'm creating those custom audiences of people who have already been watching those videos, and I'm just boosting every single post that the restaurant does. It's the entire ad strategy. Power content and boosted posts. Anybody that's sitting in this room right now can look like a master and be everywhere in front of your audience. Very, very simple. It's very simple. Kareen asked, so if a person doesn't buy on your sales page, you are nurturing them with more content. Absolutely. And I'm going to show you guys all of the different ways that I do that, because I've got a lot of really cool I call strategies, because there's a difference between strategies and tactics, right? Tactics come and go, strategy, all like it will never change, right? And so the strategy that I take with this, and this is a conversation that I had with another one of my students who's a realtor. And think about this. Do you want to use Facebook or any type of social media platform? Do you want to use it as an instant direct response type of strategy, or are you using it for massive visibility? Now, a lot of times people use it for both. But think about this, like if you have a local business, or if you're a realtor or a mortgage broker, the platform can be utilized as a way to stay in front of your prospects, right? Think about this. If you're a realtor, you're not going to all of a sudden just be this lead generation machine, right? There's not a lot of people that are buying houses all the time. It's a long-term play. And so what I tell people who have like a local business, or, a business that's, that relies on a more of a longer term play, I tell them, don't look at it as a lead generation system as online marketers look at it, but look at it as I am staying in front of my prospects for long periods of time, so that when they're ready to buy that house, I am the first person that they think of. And so that's something that we all have to consider too. And I know it's not sexy. It's not the sexy way, but I believe that using the social media platform to build your brand and get massive visibility and nurture the audience that you're getting in front of, that will compound much faster over time than if you're consistently looking at YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok as a slot machine. I don't look at the Facebook ads platform as a slot machine. I look at it as this tool that I use. I give it money to put my content in front of people and nurture them, so that I don't have to be here in front of my computer actively engaging with them. Does that make sense? So many people want that instant dopamine hit of, gratification that they just got a lead or whatever. Obviously, Facebook and YouTube, they're all lead generation machines, but we want to start looking at leads in a little bit different way. A lead doesn't always mean an email address. How many of you guys would rather have a messenger conversation than collect an email address? I will take a messenger conversation over an email address every time, every single day. Because why? And this is something I tell you guys a lot. Conversations are the fastest path to cash. And sometimes we want to put a funnel in front of a conversation, and it just complicates the entire thing. And so today we're going to look at a couple of different strategies, and all of the stuff that I have actually inside the $7 program. And like I said, if you guys have any questions along the way, we'll be happy to jam. And then again, we're going to, at the end, have some Q&A so that we can actually talk face to face, because sometimes it's easier to answer questions that way. So the first strategy that we're going to talk about is the ATM strategy. So if you go into the back office, you will see that there is a retargeting tab. Okay. The ATM strategy is the very first video that is in this. Okay. And so what I have done is I actually have links to examples of what we're talking about, and also the scripts. Okay. So who gets the ATM strategy? The ATM strategy is my most profitable Facebook ad strategy. That's why I like to call it the ATM strategy. I have one coach who has been a client of my agency, and we run 2 ads for her: a reminder video and a testimonial carousel for $2 a day, reach campaigns. Okay. I use reach campaigns 95% of the time for retargeting. I love reach campaigns for retargeting. Why? Because that optimizes and tells Facebook, I want to reach as many people in this audience as possible. Think about this. If I am sending people to my sales page and I am running an offer ad and it's optimized for purchases, Facebook has already optimized that audience for purchases. So when I'm retargeting, I don't have to worry about re-optimizing for purchases again. I just want to make sure that everyone who has ever visited my sales page sees my ad. And so that's why I love using reach for retargeting. And so there's two ads that make up the ATM strategy. The first one is a reminder video. Now, different people can use the reminder video in slightly different ways. So the coaches who are clients in my Lean on Laurel program or my agency that have a high ticket offer, they are trying to get people onto a phone call. And so we are retargeting people who have visited their application page, but did not apply. For me, my ATM ad strategy goes to people who visited my $7 sales page, but did not buy. My reminder video, now I call it a reminder video because I just want to kind of nudge people, because there could be a lot of different reasons as to why people didn't buy. So my reminder video, and you guys have probably seen it, is, hey, it's Laurel. I saw that you were checking out my $7 program. I get it, you're skeptical. You probably think this program is full of fluff. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen on my computer and actually give you a tour of what's included in my $7 program. And then I go and give them a tour of what's inside my $7 program. That's my reminder video. Okay. And then the second ad is a testimonial carousel. So this is what my testimonial carousel looks like. They look really cool. Now you could use, images or whatever, but video, I find, is super, super powerful. It's easy to fake images, but it's very hard to fake video, right? Unless you pay an actor or something like that. So Matt's question, hey, Laurel, my Facebook ads expert, I know you say they use scripts, told me to use traffic rather than reach. Can you explain which one is better and why? Either way, it's fine. They'll work the exact same way. I like reach because it optimizes to reach as many people in that audience. Whereas if you use a traffic campaign, it's just going to optimize for people who have a habit of clicking on a lot of stuff. That's the difference. So if you want to use a traffic campaign for retargeting, you can use a video view campaign. Here's the thing that I want you guys to stop thinking about, oh, is this ad going to convert because I used a conversion, objective, or is this ad going to convert if I use video? Think about this. If we are retargeting people, do you think it matters whether we're using a video view campaign, whether we're using a reach campaign, whether we're using a traffic campaign? If the offer is good, people are going to click, right? So I don't worry too much about oh, should I, it's very those little details don't matter to me. I don't care that I'm, competing with myself and all of that stuff that a lot of people worry so much about. I don't worry about any of that. As a matter of fact, I hardly ever look at my ads manager. I look and I see, I'm like, what, I'm getting about, between 10 to 15 sales of the $7 program a day. Cool. My ads must be working. That's I am so hands off of my ads manager, because I use the platform in order to stay in front of my audience. And then if I'm all of a sudden stop getting sales, then I'm okay, what the heck is going on, right? And that's why I want you guys to get comfortable with the platform, okay? So do we have any questions about the ATM strategy? Like I said, I've got all the script templates. I've got examples in here. I've got how to, retarget and create those custom audiences of people who visited certain pages. The ATM strategy is super, super important. So whenever I first launched my $7 group, and a lot of you guys have heard this story before, I sold it about 400 times before I placed my first ad. I sold 400 seats into this program before even placing my first ad. The very first ad that I placed to promote this $7 program was not a top of funnel cold ad. I did the reminder video, and I did the testimonial carousel because I already had students that were getting results, and I had the reminder video, and I had 2,000 people, a little over 2,000 people, because I had been on podcasts, and I was promoting my $7 program at the end of every single Facebook Live that I was doing. So I was pushing a lot of traffic, and that's why it's important that you guys have all of your pixels installed. Okay. This is why it's important that you have your pixels installed, because as you are promoting your stuff on a Facebook Live, or maybe you're promoting it on a podcast, you're getting traffic. And so right now we just started running TikTok ads, but the TikTok pixel had been on my website, my client's website, for over a year. We weren't planning on using, TikTok ads, but we're well, for just in case. And so you want to make sure that all of your pixels and everything are installed on your site, so that as soon as you're ready to launch ads, your retargeting ad can be the very first one that you launch. So Alma asked the question, how could this be adapted to a product versus a service? Good question. My reminder video is to promote a product, right? My $7 program's a product. So if you have I'll use one of the e-commerce strategy docs that are inside the program, right? I gave you guys all strategy docs. So like if you go inside the program and you go to your 3 missions in this program, you're going to see that I've got strategy docs. So if I go to my stupid e-commerce strategy, it actually is, this is one of my agency clients. And so her retargeting, look, ATM to sell scarves. Exactly what I just taught y'all. Reminder ad, testimonial ad. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you have a product, service, or whatever. It's the same. It's the same strategy. It's so funny. I got this question the other day, and I understand why he asked it. So I had a question in my inbox, and he was like, can you just like give me examples of, you know, how these strategies actually work? Like, do you have any proof that this strategy works? Well, what do I teach in this program? I teach you how to pay a platform to put your content in front of your ideal audience. Like, how would that not work? But the question that he was really thinking behind that question was, he wanted me to tell him that if he implemented the strategy that he was going to get results. That was the real question, right, behind that question. And so what I want you guys to start understanding, that it has very little to do with the platform, and mostly everything to do with your messaging, your position, and your offer. And so what I hope that you guys learn today and get off the call with is being confident that, you know what, I'm going to follow what Laurel says, and I am just going to keep putting content in front of my ideal audience. That's all retargeting is. And today I want you guys to walk away with thinking about, whenever I'm putting my content in front of my audience, what value am I giving them? Am I giving them any value at all? Or am I just trying to get them to buy what I'm selling? And so I'm going to show you guys some super, super easy strategies today. But that was the first one, the ATM strategy. Let me go back here. The next one, we're going to talk boosted posts. This is by far my favorite retargeting strategy. And the way that I do that is I go live a lot. And you guys know this, I teach this in the program. I always tell my agency clients, if you can give me one Facebook Live a week, I will have more content than I will ever need to keep you in front of your audience long term. Okay. So here's my flow. Okay. I go live on my Facebook profile. I go live on my YouTube channel. I go live on my Facebook business page, and I do it all at one time. And and if you go to Lanyap section, one stream live, I actually show you guys how I use this. And then I've got a link, total transparency. This is an affiliate link. So if you click it, I'll get, you know, $1 or something for you buying it or whatever. But it is the most, these two tools right here, one stream live and repurpose. And we'll talk about repurpose here in a little bit. My business, I could not run my business as a solopreneur if I did not have these two tools. And so here's what my flow looks like. I go live on all 3 of those channels, and then I boost it. Okay. So I go live, it's going to end up on my YouTube channel. I go live, it's going to end up on my business page. And of course it's going to go live on my Facebook profile. As soon as I go live on my Facebook business page, I boost it for $10 a day. I mean, $10 for 3 days. So we're spending about $3.33 a day. And I boost it to 2 audiences. And does anyone remember those 2 audiences? Who wants to be the rock star? Which are the 2 audiences that I boost that video to? Who's going to be the first? Nobody. Yep. Oh, Nina. There she goes. Okay. People who watch 25% of my power content. Yes, that's one. First one in sales page. Boom. Boom. So I'm boosting it here. And then I'm boosting it on YouTube as well. Think about this. If you did nothing other than just the 2 strategies that I just talked about, you would be doing more than 90% of your competitors. If you just did those 2 things, had the ATM strategy running, 2 ads at $2 a day, and then boosted every post that you did on your business page or every live that you did on your business page for $10 for 3 days, you would be doing more retargeting than 90% of your competitors, I promise. But that's not it. We're gonna talk about a couple of different ways and different platforms and what all is included here inside the program, because we have a lot of really cool strategies. This next one is by far my favorite one. So we'll go back here. My reverse organic Instagram strategy. That one could be found right here. This is one of my favorite strategies. Here's why. A lot of people are like, Laurel, you have a very engaged Instagram profile, but you don't have very many followers. Why don't you have a lot of followers? And so what I do is I take those same 2 audiences, people who've been watching 25% or more of my videos or visited my sales page, and I retarget them with a story ad. Okay. What do you think I do with that story ad? I invite them to follow me on Instagram. So my Instagram is packed with people who follow me, who are already familiar with my offer or they've already bought it. This is a super powerful strategy. Instagram is by far my favorite way to have conversations online, by far. I don't know if it's the ease of the platform or what, but I sell a lot using my Instagram profile, and it's because I do this reverse organic. Why is it called reverse organic? Because I'm taking my paid traffic of people who visited my sales page and just retargeting them for them to follow me. And then they start seeing all of my content on Instagram, and then I'm able to, connect and have conversations with them. For every person that follows me on Instagram, I send them a personal message. Super, super powerful. So you can learn, and then it turns into, okay, they follow me, and then I put a couple more ads in front of them that are super high value posts, just to get them indoctrinated to what I do and who I am. And like I said, you can watch this whole video. It's something I did with my Lean on Laurel students that I threw in I was like, you know what, my $7 program, people can, really get a lot of value out of this. This is by far my favorite Instagram strategy. Story ad, retargeting people who visited your sales page or engaging with your Facebook page, get them to follow you, show them 4 other ads packed with value, show them who you are, how you can help them. And then you'll get Instagram followers who are already familiar with what you do, what you offer, and you can have amazing conversations with these people. Sean just asked, is the personal messages automated or manual? I do everything manual. I do not, I try not to do any automation in any of my conversations at all. I don't like automation for conversations. And it doesn't take up a lot of time. So I have that money making cheat sheet that's in like the 7-day organic marketing sprint, this daily checklist here. This is literally the same sheet that I used back before any of you guys knew who I was. This is the same sheet, and I still do this to this day. This is how I get clients. And like I said, I don't teach anything in this program that I'm not still doing myself. All of the strategies here that I teach you guys are built to get conversations, which is and that's why I do things a little bit different than, you know, what a lot of other people teach, where it's more direct response marketing. I just like having conversations with you guys and learning about like what's keeping you stuck with ads, and, you know, what's keeping you stuck in your business, and just have conversations that are just so organic and so cool. And I get so many good ideas for how to do my next video from the conversations that I have with you guys. Robert asked, can this be used for service-based company? Absolutely. Absolutely. This can be used. If I wasn't clear in the beginning, can be used for anything. It doesn't matter. I use it for a restaurant. Service-based businesses, absolutely, right? So this next one is my agent's omnipresent retargeting strategy. And I actually have, I've showed you some of it, right? So if people visit my sales page, they get retargeted with the reminder video. They get retargeted with a reminder video on Facebook, and they get retargeted on YouTube. So I use that reminder video on Facebook, YouTube. You could use it on TikTok. You can use it however, like on any type of platform. There's one other platform that I use that doesn't involve video, and that's Google Display. And in this video, I actually show you guys how to create the display ads, the types of creatives to use, and I even give you a step-by-step walkthrough of how I actually place them. So anyone who has visited my $7, now this is very specific, okay? Google Display is for anyone who has visited my sales page but did not buy. And I show you guys in this video how to create that audience or whatever. So a couple of things happen, right? So someone visits my sales page, they don't buy, they're going to get my Google Display campaign, and they're going to get my YouTube reminder video. On Facebook, I don't do exclusions. I like the social proof on the actual ad. But I do exclude whenever I'm retargeting on YouTube and with Google. So there's no social proof on those ads. And I actually show you guys how to do the retargeting on YouTube here. Anytime that I'm doing stuff for myself, I just turn on my screen share and just show you guys cool stuff. Let's see. I'm going to let you guys unmute yourself. So a good question. What's the budget needed for this to be effective? Each ad is $2. $2 a day. So if you have a low budget, I would just do the ATM strategy and the boost. That's all we do for like restaurants and like for e-commerce, that's a lot of what we do too. Is ATM and boosted posts for retargeting. You guys can unmute yourselves. If you guys have any questions, we could jam here a little bit. And you guys can see, I promised that I was going to show you guys. So this is the stuff that I use repurpose for. So anytime, and you can see here, $2 a day. $2 a day. And so all I'm doing is I'm taking my live videos. And this is super important. Anytime I'm going live, at the end, I have a call to action for people to buy my $7 program. And so every single live that I do, I just turn it into a retargeting ad. And then I bring it through a tool called Repurpose, which I have linked in the Lanyap section. And it puts these banners and the captions. So you could either put captions at the bottom. You see where it says want help troubleshooting, click the link below and hop in. I have the option to either put captions or a sub headline. And fun fact, that's what Dan and I jammed on this exact strategy. And he was like, I wish my media buyer had your brain. He's like, I love how simple your strategy is. He's like, people visit one of my offers and I just boost a post. He's like, that is so freaking simple. He's like, I don't understand why more people aren't doing it. Like I said, you could see just $2 a day. And I'm just boosting it to people who visited my sales page or watched 25% or more of a video. So the answer to that question, what's the budget needed for this to be effective? Let's do some math, right? ATM strategy, $2 an ad per day. So that's $4 a day times 30. You could literally just do the ATM strategy for less than $150. That's what, $120. By the way, remember at the beginning, I told you that I have an agency client who's a coach. She does organic very, very well. She doesn't drive any ads to her top of funnel. We only retarget her organic traffic. She makes an additional $20,000 to $25,000 a month using two $2 ads. Yep. So Matt just asked me a really good question. Where does the power offer fit into this? Power offer is for top of funnel traffic, because we want to be super specific in the power offer. That's the first thing that I have my students work on when they come into Lean on Laurel, because everything that all of the videos and everything that we do is based off of that power offer language. That was a really good question. But yeah, power offer is built to be polarizing so that all of this money that we're spending on these retargeting ads isn't going to waste on people who aren't our ideal audience. And that's why, remember, when you're doing your power content, it's super important that we are super clear on who we're talking to. Because what are the two ways that they can get into our ecosystem? Either watch 25% or more of a video, or they become a lead through a funnel. A lot of people are not clear on their content. I'll give you an example. So one of my Lean on Laurel clients, he's an e-commerce store owner. And what he does is he set up this amazing email retargeting strategy that he sells to other e-commerce store owners. But in order for his email strategy to work, that e-commerce store has to be at 7 figures. And so anytime that he's doing power content, he says, if you are not at 7 figures with your e-commerce store, do not watch this video. This will not work. Why are we doing that? Because we don't want the people who are not his ideal clients to come into our ecosystem. I'll give you another example. If I am promoting my Lean on Laurel program, I am not going to talk about in my power content launching Facebook ads. I'm always going to say how to fix your Facebook ads, how to fix your funnel. Why am I doing that? I'm keeping newbies out of my Lean on Laurel funnel. Lean on Laurel is not for newbies. They're for you guys who are rocking and rolling and want 14 of these with me a month. We have 14 calls a month in Lean on Laurel. It's ridiculous, but it's ridiculously fun. Does anyone have any questions? No questions? Y'all are all good to go?
I do.
Yeah, let's jam.
Hey, okay, awesome. So it's my first video or watching. I think I joined about 3 weeks back.
Awesome.
And yeah, your retargeting got me, man. Definitely got me. So I was like, you know what, let me jump in. But it's been a lot of value. Just to give you a little bit of context, I've just wrapped up my 3 power content videos, just awaiting some subtitles. Then I'm going to launch that. So my biggest, I guess, where I'm stuck right now at the moment is I've been running ads, give or take, for about a year now. Got about 7,000 leads in my database. So now my thing is, where do I run that power content? Because I'm just trying to figure out, because I've got a database that I would love to repurpose again, but do I run that power content to that database, or do I go cold?
This is such a great question. It's such a great question. I would run your power content to your database as a like you can use your power content middle funnel as a re-engagement campaign.
Okay.
Like if you did nothing but power content to your email list and then just boost any type of post to your email list, dude, you'd be solid.
Mm-hmm.
What do you sell?
So I essentially help estate agents, realtors. I help them essentially get more homeowners selling their homes, basically. So that's what I do using Facebook ads. So it's really just basic Facebook ads. I've seen lead gen campaigns work quite well, specifically for the newbies, because I see a lot of them are still wrapped on the cold calling, et cetera, et cetera. Yep. So for me right now, it's just about helping them generate good quality leads, and then I walk them through my funnel. So another question that I did have, which is going to pertain to the group that I have. So I started a group on Facebook December. I've got about close to 2,000 people in there. So I go live. I've been going live consistently in that group every Wednesday. So I've got a ton of content that I would like to use, those live videos. So is it then possible if I can leverage those live videos and boost it to the people who watch my videos or who've watched my videos in the past for my ads?
Yeah, absolutely. You could rip that video out of the group and just place it as you could place it as an ad.
Okay. Okay, I'll definitely do that then.
Absolutely.
And another
I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that's a lazy marketer. Like I like to do content once and use it in various places, right? Like all of the content. That's why my power content template, I use it for my YouTube stuff. I use it for, you know, Instagram store, like any type. Like I'm always using that same format and just putting like, because my power content on Facebook works on YouTube. So I don't. I like to do things one time and just get it done.
Get it done. Okay. Thanks. And then I also checked out your ping pong strategy. How would that work if I'm going to be retargeting my warm audience? Because I was trying to figure out how do I set out that custom audience? Do I only set it out once they've watched and then I set that up?
Yeah. So if you're sending your power content to your email list, I wouldn't do the ping pong strategy only because your list is only a certain size. Whereas if you're running the ping pong, which is another retargeting strategy that's in the program for any of you guys who are confused. It's in the power content section. And essentially what we're doing is we're launching 3 pieces of power content to cold traffic. And then if they watch this video, they see video number 2 and number 3. I call it the ping pong because we're just ping ponging the audiences who are watching the videos to other videos. Here's why I wouldn't recommend that specific strategy for him who's running his power content to his list, is because his list size is only so big. So they're going to see those videos anyway. So you could just run the video, the list to each of those videos, and they're going to get all 3 videos anyway. Whereas if the audience is big, like a cold audience, there's a little chance that they won't see the other 2 videos because that audience is so big. And so that's why I use the ping pong strategy for cold traffic only. Okay. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. What's the name of the tool that you mentioned with the subtitles?
Yep. So if you go into the program right here and go to tools I recommend.
There we go.
Repurpose.io.
Thanks.
Yeah. If you guys use my buttons, please, I get a little bit of money, a little extra, a little lanyap, like we call a little something extra. Lori.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
So I've got my 3 power content videos up and ready to go. Okay. I'm working on my ad copy for them. But after those are done, the power offer is what I'm struggling with, and I'm just trying to figure out where the best place to look for that is in the course.
Yep, absolutely. So the power offer training is in the Lanyap section under guest trainings. And it is me and Joel Irway. And then you can, if you want more than what we talked about here, I linked his power offer workshop here. Do you see it? Oh, because you're on your mobile, it's probably small. Yeah. But yeah, it's in the Lanyap section under guest trainings, and it's the very first thing, your power offer.
Okay, perfect. Good. I've been kind of holding back on it because I wasn't quite sure what the best way to structure it was. So which is why I haven't launched my power content ads. So
yeah, because I always recommend starting with your power offer because it helps you get extremely narrow on who you're targeting with what offer. That way you can base your power content using some of that same language. What do you sell?
I'm kind of working on this for 2 things. So as my job, I'm a real estate agent. So I am trying to connect it in that sense. But I also have a course for new real estate agents that teaches them what to do to actually get clients and become successful.
Awesome. Yeah. So your power offer would be built around that.
So is that power offer then linking to like the sales page kind of a thing? Okay.
Exactly. Yep. Absolutely. So let's see. I'll actually pull up mine here. Some of you guys probably see my power offer ad for the $7 program. I think it's in one of my retargeting ads, but let's see, my power offer. Yep, so mine's coaches and service providers. If I offer to help you build and launch a high converting ad strategy that books 40 to 70 calls a month. So it's in this kind of framework. So what you essentially want to do is get people to say yes to what you're offering. Whenever I launched my Lean on Laurel program earlier this year, I just posted this as an organic post and was able to sell out the first 20 seats with just this. We had 140 people raise their hand saying, yes, I want this offer. And so that's why I always have people start with the power offer, because it gives you a lot of momentum. And Joel Irway, which is where I learned this from, he teaches that as well, to post it as an organic post first, because then you could see if people, especially if you have warm traffic and no one raises their hand, then you're like, okay, crud, I might have to go back to the drawing board on my offer, right? But that's the most important thing, right? Because if we can't get people to raise our hand saying, yes, I want that, no amount of retargeting or content is going to get them to raise their hand if they don't understand what you're offering.
And the document that you just showed, is that the one under Grab Joel's Power Offer Workshop here, or is that somewhere else?
So that is actually training in my Lean on Laurel program, but because you guys showed up here, I'll give you guys the shot at the training doc right there. So Joe just asked, do you cover how to create conversations? Yes. Client Accelerator 2-step. I've got full training. So if you go to the, let's see, where'd my link go? There we go. So if you go into Lanya 7-day organic marketing sprint, this video right here is worth gold. This right here is what got me my first and second 6 figures organically. Like this video, I could sell it for thousands of dollars and people be happy with it. Like if you haven't had a chance to go, if you're a coach or service provider, now this strategy specifically, like my organic strategy, that's for coaches, consultants, service providers. This isn't for, product-based businesses. But yeah, if you're a coach or consultant, like literally my first and second 6 figures was in this video. Take the time to go through the 7-day organic marketing sprint. Yeah, very welcome. Lots of gold in this program. I feel like just pause and just kind of go through it. There's a lot of good stuff that I've put in here. Like honestly, people think like my Lean on Laurel program has some secret courses and stuff. Total transparency. It's the same. It's a lot of the same content that's in this program, just a little bit more structured because I have to personalize a lot of stuff. But there's no difference in the content. I give you guys everything that I give my higher level students. It's executing. So I'll use that as an example. So Joe asked, do you teach how to have conversations? So in my Lean on Laurel program, I had a student who we have copy calls twice a week. And I had one of my students who was having messenger conversations. So people were raising their hand for the freebie, right? That I teach you guys, the 2-step and the power content. They were raising their hand for the value bomb. And she was getting them into messenger, but she wasn't able to get them onto a phone call or to take the next step. They would just ghost her. And so I was like, bring your conversations to copy over coffee. She brought her conversations to copy over coffee. I went through all of her messenger conversations that she was having with these prospects and found that she was actually just giving them the cheat sheet, not really having that conversation like I show you guys in that training. And so I was able to help her fix it. And she went on that next week to get 2 people over the phone. Like just by bringing that messenger conversation to me on that call and letting me go through it, I was able to fix that. And so now she regularly gets people on the phone through those messenger conversations. And so that's the importance of it's not about different content. It's like, okay, how do we optimize the content based on how you're actually executing it? Because execution is everything. Like I saw, it's funny, I saw one of my students the other day, someone was doing a 2-step on how to put together like a profitable Facebook group or whatever. And I saw a couple of my like students that were raising their hand for that 2-step, and I just shook my head. I was like, that's included. Like there's five videos on how to build a profitable Facebook group here in the 7 program. I was like, people are looking for that magic button, and there is no magic button, right? Even though people are promising it, there is no magic button. Like everything that you guys have access to in the 7 program, people are selling for thousands of dollars, like thousands of, like that 2-step that I show you guys in that 7-day organic marketing sprint. I saw 2 offers this week for it to be like a $3,500 program. Just the organic 2-step that you guys have access to here. But because marketers are marketers, right? They sexy up the way that they call it so that it seems like something totally different. I had a Lean on Laurel student who got caught. He's like, girl, I just spent $3,000 on something that you show in the $7 program just because the marketer said it was this. And he's like, it was just the way that the marketer wrote the copy that made him think he was missing out on some secret strategy. And he had the strategy in front of him all along in the $7 program. It's just funny. Like it's all about like being able to execute, and everything, whether you're trying to do something organic or whether you're trying to do something with paid, it all comes down to how clear are you able to help people understand what your offer is. Most of the time, that's the problem. Like most of the time when people come to me and they want me to help them fix their ads, it's hardly ever the buttons that they pushed in the ads manager and all about their messaging, almost every single time. Oh, nice, Peppa. She said she bought Joel's workshop and then joined the program after watching it. That's awesome. Are you doing a mini webinar? Mini webinars are my favorite funnel, by far my favorite funnel, other than my $500 video funnel that I give you guys here. As a matter of fact, the way that I teach my students how to build their webinars is I start them on that $500 a month video funnel, which is 3 pieces of power content. And then we're retargeting the people who are watching 25% of the video into messenger ads, right? So we're doing offers, but instead of clicking them over to a funnel, they click and have a conversation in Messenger and get people over the phone that way. That's why I love that. That is like by far my favorite strategy. But the way that I graduate people to a funnel is I have them have 50 conversations from that $500 a month video funnel, see how many calls they book. Then we build the mini webinar based on the conversations that they're having in Messenger and the content that was in the power content, because we know people are watching it and it's proven to convert, right? So we're proving a sales process before we build an automated sales process, which is what a funnel is. And so by using the $500 a month video funnel that I show you guys in the program, we start there, get them cash flow, then build them an automated process so that they don't have to have so many messenger conversations. We'll let the email sequence take it, from there, but we've already had those messenger conversations. So they're building something that's already proven to work. Yeah, so the Facebook group training is here. Let's see, how to build a profitable Facebook group. I'm giving you guys a lot of my Lean on Laurel content. Like this was a masterclass I did with my Lean on Laurel students. And then there's a 5-day challenge on how to place the ads for it, how to fill it for $5 a day. Lots of good stuff in here. I give you guys a lot of content, but I know sometimes it's hard to navigate because you're like, oh my gosh, like squirrel, right? Yep, awesome. Any other questions? Oh yes.
Hey,
yep. Go ahead, Joel.
hey, how's it going? Quick question. I've been watching the power content that you have on your program. Obviously, I've done a couple of videos myself in regards to power content. Didn't realize that you mentioned, and this is further down the video after I watched it the second time. I guess I missed it the first time. You mentioned for brick and mortar that the videos actually don't have to be 3 to 5 minutes. So obviously, sales service, the service is fitness. In that 60-second to 90-second video, you want people to obviously, I want to be able to portray what we do. So
so for a fitness business, I would do the 3 to 5 minutes because so here's the thing, like for brick and mortar businesses like restaurants and doctors and all of that, they don't have to spend a lot of time convincing people that people need to go to the dentist, right? Or you don't need to spend a lot of time convincing people they need a slice of pizza.
Okay.
But that becomes really different when they're choosing a gym, because it's not that you need a little bit more nurture to get people to specifically go to your gym. Why is your gym why should they go to your gym?
Right. Okay. So going back, I'll go back to the 3 to 5 minutes. Got it. Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. So Lily said her offers a paid workshop. Yeah. So if you go into the 3 missions, low ticket offer funnel. Let's see. Let me grab it. Yep. Low ticket offer funnel. So you have your strategy doc here. So these strategy docs literally like tell you where in the program to go. So I had 2 people private message me. My Lean on Laurel program is basically, I get to be your ads consultant for the month. So you get daily Q&A with me, 14 calls a month. We have ad audits. Like we do all of this cool stuff. One-on-one strategy call. I help you implement my discovery call funnel system. I have people that are doing, boot camps and webinars, and I have one student that does an ebook to a webinar funnel, daily Q&A with me, personal ad audits. I actually have your ad account in my business manager, so I could help you optimize it. We've got copy and creative calls twice a week. We've got ad audits twice a week. We've got strategy twice a month. Lots of cool stuff. I'm just going to throw the link down in the chat so that you guys can watch this video. It actually walks you through the entire program. But yeah, thank you guys for asking. Let me put it for everyone instead of the private. Does anyone else have any questions? Oh, Nina says she has one. I have one. A friend asked me today what her daughter should study to earn side money while going to school full time. Mom is a copywriter, but doesn't want to learn tech. So she's trying to come up with something they can do together to offer more to clients. Email marketing, Facebook ads, SEO, and what I said, I think email marketing right now. What do you think? I think by far, if she wants to earn side money while going to school, I think having a Facebook, YouTube ads agency is a really amazing way to make extra money for high school students. As a matter of fact, I keep going back and forth in my head, hiring some high school students to come work with me to do that, because it's so easy if they understand the strategy and they have a framework. I think by far, learning how to do that is an excellent way for a high schooler to have their little side business while going to school. Because think about this, managing Facebook ads, you could have 5 clients at, however much that they would let's say they have 5 clients at, and they want to charge $1,500 a month to manage. That's a lot of money for a high school student, right? Lots of opportunity for high school students right now. I wish I could have done something like that instead of work at Taco Bell when I was in high school. Yep. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I have 3 students in my Lean on Laurel program that are learning how to run an agency. And so I offer my Lean on Laurel student coaches who don't want to touch the ads manager. So some of my students in the program charge them $500 a month to work under me in the program and do their ads for them. So if you guys know of anyone that's that wants to learn how to do stuff, send them to my Lean on Laurel program, because I can place them with another coach in the program to do their ads, and then they can learn under me. Luann says she's a college financial planner, and I completely agree with me. Awesome. I love when people agree with me. If I had to start over, where would I start? I would probably take a very similar path. I got my first start doing brick and mortar ads in Phoenix, and the way that I did that was not by doing Facebook ads to get my clients, by the way, which is kind of what I did was because I was doing, at the time I was doing Facebook ads for TV shows, right? I worked for CBS. And so I knew how to do strategy in a way that was doing show launches and all that fun stuff. And so I was like, this is going to be easy to go to brick and mortar businesses, right? And so what I did was I joined my local chamber of commerce. I would do these social savvy Saturdays in Phoenix. Like I lived in a high-rise apartment that had like one of those clubhouses. And so one Saturday a month, I would invite all of these business owners that I was meeting in the chamber groups and, you know, the brick and mortar groups. I'd invite them free and I would help them set up their ads and teach them how to do all these kinds of stuff. And before I knew it, my agency was full. I was doing power content on my personal profile, got the attention of someone in the ClickFunnels realm. He was Russell Brunson's funnel builder. And he's like, I have got to have you come speak at one of my events. And I tried to stay away from the coaching space because I knew I was like, it's a whole different animal. But the more that I tried to stay away, the more you guys were pulling me in. And so here I am. But yeah, if I had to start over, I would do everything the same. That was a really good question. Anyone else before we hop off? What's your biggest takeaway today? Just curious. You're very welcome. My pleasure. Do you guys like it at the new time? I think I like it better at this time than later in the day. You guys get me with a fresher brain. The webinar idea. Yep. Oh, Dustin found me in the ClickFunnels group. Peppa says, get back to the portal. Yeah. I always update stuff like there. I just added that, the Vault, I think I called it. In the Lanyap section, the Vault. I actually have been putting a lot of my Lean on Laurel replays in there. Like some of these like are some of my strategy builds. My ad platform workshop. And then some bonus workshops. This is actually, a lot of you guys were asking about my content flow, my daily content flow, like using repurpose and all of that. This workshop right here will walk you through everything that I do, from like all my posts that how I plan my posts and how I take repurpose and put them across different platforms. Lots of cool stuff. And I'm always changing the stuff in the Vault. Yeah. Well, you guys have an awesome weekend. I'll hopefully see you guys on the next one. I think I'm gonna do another poll to see what you guys want to learn. I think that I like doing these by request, and I think just doing, you guys like these deep dives into the strategies that we have. Cool. I'm having a blast too. Thank you guys. Bye.